Well, it is finally happening, folks, after almost 2.5 years of waiting, wondering and hoping. With only scraps and breadcrumbs of information from the developers, FromSoft has finally given us what we've all been waiting for. Shadow the Erdtree is coming to Elden Ring in June this year, and it looks just as epic as we all prayed for. This bombshell comes just 3 days following news that FromSoft is now fully in control of Elden Ring's development after acquiring its trademarks from Bandai Namco. This means that FromSoft's signature genius and undiluted developmental skill will be poured into this new DLC, and we won't be seeing repeat incidents of past mistakes. We're all looking at you, Dark Souls 2. So let's take a look at what we can expect from Shadow of the Erdtree. As fans have suspected, we'll be following in the footsteps of Miquella, who awaits in the Shadow Realm for the return of the Promised Lord. All we've known of Miquella so far is that he was cursed to forever be a child, that he was building the Erdtree to counter his curse and to cure his sister Malenia, and that he was stolen by Mohg, Lord of Blood, and remains docile and cocooned in his temple. So to be facing him now means we must either be travelling to the past, the present, or to a completely different version of the lands between as we know them, where Miquella's consciousness lives on. Whatever the case, the sheer scope of geographic potential with this DLC will have us unlock a realm that promises to be colossal in size. Remember that FromSoft stated in the past that the Shadow of the Erdtree was originally going to be several DLCs, but in the end they decided to meld them together into one giant addition to the game. That means this is going to be huge, really huge, and we get a taste of what is to come here. There'll be a whole host of new enemies which frankly look to range from epic to pretty disturbing. We have gargantuan flaming fire golems obliterating the landscape to squash us, and dexterous blade dancers in a field of flowers. Now, having played a lot of FromSoft games in the past, I guarantee that second one will be nightmare mode. We also get a look at some of the epic new equipment and powers that we will have access to. Cool new dual wield movesets, crossbow machine guns, throwing bombs, kickboxing, and a magic bear head, I guess. Whatever the case, we can all be confident that there will be tons of new toys to play with, although getting past the denizens that guard them may be the sticking point that many have to deal with. Perhaps the most impressive glimpse of the DLC that we get to see is Messmer the Impaler. This guy looks to be the big bad of the DLC as we know it so far, and both the boss design and the fight itself look absolutely epic. Can we get a moment of silence in June for all the broken controllers that will be getting binned thanks to Messmer the Impaler? Now, we don't know exactly who this guy is yet. He could be a fragment of Miquella, he could be a scion of the Formless Mother, or he could be something else entirely. One thing we do know is that he will be tough, so be prepared for a fight. Do not fret though, if he or any other of the horrors of the Shadow of the Erdtree are giving you too much trouble, then I've got your back. When the DLC drops, I'll be releasing guides for all of the bosses you'll be contending with, along with some other nifty tips and tricks as well, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. Alright, let's go to the chase now and watch the full trailer. If you're as excited as I am for the fight, then let us all know in the comments below what build you'll be taking to tackle the Shadow of the Erdtree and its creepy residents.
Pure and radiant, he wields love to shrive clean the hearts of men. There is nothing more terrifying. In that forsaken place, blood must spill. Blood of your fellows. The Erdtree faithful.
They were never saints. They just happened to be on the losing side of a war.
Mother, wouldst thou truly lordship sanction in one so bereft of light? I presume you, too, are keen to know just what kind Miquella is doing here.
Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death in the embrace of Messmer's flame.
Come now, touch the withered arm, and travel to the realm of shadow. I will not be far behind. May we meet again.